Look for the union label when you are buying a coat, dress, or blouse. Remember somewhere our union's sewing, our wages going to feed the kids. And from the house we work hard, but who's complaining? Thanks to the ILT we're paying our rent. So always look for the union label. It's that we're able.
I have issues with three items in this contract that I believe we discussed last time I was here, and I was told that they were a part of this contract, and I'd just like some clarification. Is it in fact the case that in this contract, non-union employees who are of a class of employees who would belong to this particular union will be forced to pay dues to the union? Is that the case?
There is a fair share provision that is in the current contract. That's the terminology. I understand.
Fair share, that means what, forced union dues?
What it means is that a segment of that the employee does pay a certain percentage of their salary toward the union for enjoying the benefits of the negotiated contract that the union negotiates for the union members.
Okay.
Which is what you well know already.
Well, I guess my question is whether or not you feel that that's just, that an employee who has opted out of union membership should still pay those union dues.
That is a question.
Am I entitled to ask questions?
You can.
And get answers to them?
You most certainly can. I think that the question that you have raised has, I think, played on the mind of every member of this board since they were raised. I can't speak for the others, however.
So you're not telling me if you feel that's just or not. Let me ask you another question that perhaps you can answer. There is a maintenance of membership clause. So, and I fully support the right of any of our employees to join the union. I equally support their right to not join the union. I'm wondering if you feel that an employee who has decided to join the union should, at their discretion, be allowed to leave the union.
Seemingly, the ability to join and or leave any organization at any point should be within the purview of that individual.
But the maintenance of membership clause in this contract, it is my understanding, limits the ability of employees to depart the union to a strict time period within the year, which I believe is at the last 2 weeks or so of the contract period?
Approximately, yes.
Approximately. So you feel that it should be that employee's decision to be able to leave the union at their discretion. Is that what I heard you say?
That's what you heard me as an individual say. That's correct, Mr. Raffle.
But we have a contract that's going to be voted on tonight that does not give the employee the ability to do so. Is that also correct?
Seemingly, yes, that is the case.
Okay.
Good evening. Same issues as I'm sure you know. Let me see if I can get a straight yes or no. I agree with Mr. Raffle. Every employee should have the right in a free society to join a union and pay dues to a union. Every employee in a free nation should have the equal right to not join and not pay. Let me ask you a question, Commissioner Cawley. You talked about the union benefiting non-union members. In a free society, who do you believe should decide whether or not a union benefits an employee? Do you think the government should decide? You? Do you think the union should decide it? Or do you think the employee should decide it?
Obviously, the employee would be, if the employee chose not to organize, if the employees chose not to organize, not to be part of a union, then they are making the determination that there is not benefit in a union representing them.
Correct. So why would
Oh, thank you. Did I get a gold star?
Absolutely.
Oh,
So
thank you.
therefore, it is incumbent upon you, if you believe that, to vote no on this contract until such time as what is called fair share, otherwise known as compulsory union dues, is eliminated. Because otherwise, you are saying to the employee, I don't care what you think is in your best interest. I'm here to force you to pay dues. Since when in a free society should a non-union employee be forced against their wishes by the government to pay a union to keep their job? Can you answer that?
I'm sorry, was there a question in
Yes, there's a question. Do you believe that an individual should be forced against their wishes to pay a union to keep their job?
Do I believe that someone should be forced to pay a union in order to keep their job?
Correct.
Mr. Campbell, the issue is whether or not the provision known as fair share was a negotiated part of this contract. There was a negotiation, both sides entered into it, there was discussion. Ultimately, this provision remained in the contract as it has for the greater part of the last almost 25 years.
Commissioner, with all due respect, you're not answering my question.
You're right, I'm not.
You have the authority to vote yes or no on this contract.
That's correct, I do.
You have the legal authority to not force a non-union employee to pay dues. So my question is very simple. Is it at your discretion? People's liberty is at your discretion right here tonight. And if you agree to this thing called fair share, then you understand that every employee in this bargaining unit will be forced as a condition of employment to either pay union dues or fees for them to work at the county. It will not be possible to work at the county without paying the union, okay? So it is obscene in a free nation that you would make the voluntary decision as a member of government to force anyone against his or her wishes to pay a union to keep their job. Do you agree that you will be doing that if you vote yes on this contract? Can I get an answer, please?
Had you been nice about it, you might have gotten an answer.
It's not nice, Mr. Cawley, to violate people's liberty in a free nation. So please don't give me the nice thing. You've got employees' freedom on the line here. Your vote is going to decide whether or not they're going to be forced into financially supporting an organization they're not a member of. This isn't about nice. This is about liberty and freedom.
I candidly find it surreal, sir, that that an Englishman is lecturing an American about liberty. I candidly find that surreal.
Commissioner, it certainly seems like you brought your union supporters out tonight. Let's understand something. Why was there a revolution 330 years ago? Because people didn't want to pay tax to an unelected king. Commissioner, just come back to the question. Why would you want to force someone against their wishes to pay?
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Steve Gatkus from Lower Makefield also. I have a possible question about one item in this contract.
Yes, sir.
Is there specific wording in the contract requiring the county to deduct and forward contributions to political committees? Can I read that in the contract when I see it?
Yes.
And you have approved this. I personally don't believe the county should be in the business of aiding any political committee, no matter what it is. And I object to that. I think it's wrong. And I'm not gonna ask you for your answer. I'll probably get the same thing. I've heard it several times. But I would urge you to vote against the contract because of this one specific item.